So picture this. A group of English teachers are just having a normal lunch, right? Chatting away. And then one of them tells a story about catching a student using this new program, ChatGPT, to cheat. All of a sudden, the whole table is thrown into like a full-blown existential crisis. And I'm not talking about some sci-fi movie here. This was the reality for educators everywhere back at the end of 2022. I mean, this quote just nails that feeling, doesn't it? That mix of awe and total horror. The teachers at that lunch, they were skeptical at first. They were like, no way. So they tried it themselves. And boom, in literally seconds, a well-written, complex essay just appears on the screen. And in that moment, they knew a massive, unstoppable change was coming to education. So what was causing this massive shockwave? It was, of course, ChatGPT, a text-generating AI that OpenAI released to the public. But this wasn't just another tech tool or a new app. It felt completely different. This was something that could understand you, create new things, and actually learn, which was both incredible and, for a lot of people, pretty terrifying. So you might be wondering, how does this thing even work? Well, at its core, ChatGPT is a large language model. The easiest way to think about it is like a super complex digital brain, packed with all these neural connections. And every single time it has a conversation, it learns. It gets better at understanding language. It refines its answers. It's not just a copy and paste machine. It's genuinely creating brand new, personalized stuff from scratch. And here's the really wild part. The sheer speed of all this. I mean, think about it. We went from a public launch in November to a Time magazine cover story by February. Just a month later, an even more powerful version, GPT-4, comes out. And right after that, Google jumps into the ring with its own AI. The tech world had officially kicked off an AI arms race, and it was moving at an absolutely breakneck pace. So, with this absolute explosion in AI power happening so fast, it's really no surprise that schools and educators everywhere just went into a state of panic. This wasn't about some new gadget in the classroom. This felt like it was challenging the very reason for school in the first place. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the issue. The biggest worry wasn't, oh no, am I going to lose my job to a robot? Not at all. It was all about the students. You see, teachers were already worried about a decline in critical thinking skills, especially after the pandemic. And now, all of a sudden, here comes a tool that can do the thinking for you. The panic was for the students' future. So what do you do when something like this hits? Well, the first line of defense, the real knee-jerk reaction from a lot of schools, was super simple. Just ban it. Block ChatGPT on all the school networks and devices and just hope it goes away. But as we're about to see, that whole strategy was doomed from the start. Look, you can understand the goal, right? They wanted to stop cheating, to protect academic honesty. But the reality of that plan? Completely different. I mean, come on, we've all been teenagers. The absolute best way to make a teenager curious about something is to tell them they absolutely, positively cannot do it. Yeah, trying to ban this is basically a losing battle, and for a few big reasons. First, that whole reverse psychology thing. Second, students have phones, they have laptops at home. Access is just way too easy. And third, and this is the real kicker, AI is becoming unavoidable. It's literally being built into Microsoft Office and Google Docs, the very tools schools use every day. You just can't run from it. Okay, so if you can't fight it, what's plan B? This is where we see this crucial pivot. The whole conversation has to change. Instead of asking, how do we stop our students from using this? We have to start asking much bigger, much deeper questions about what we're even doing in education. And this quote from author John Warner just hits the nail on the head. The shock of this technology isn't just about the tech itself. It's like AI is holding up a giant mirror to our entire education system and forcing us to take a hard look. It's making us stop and ask, wait a minute, are the things we've always been teaching still the things that really matter? Which brings us to the big question. You know that thing every student has asked in every class forever? When am I ever going to use this in real life? Well, now's the time we actually have to have a good answer for that. We have to figure out which skills are actually going to last and serve them in the future. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Let's be real. What's the more important skill? Being able to perfectly diagram a sentence, or being able to take a huge, messy, complicated idea, break it down, analyze it, and build a clear, organized argument? AI can't replace that kind of critical thinking. But you know what? It can definitely be a tool to help with it. So if banning is a no-go and ignoring it is impossible, what's left? The solution is to lean in. to stop seeing this thing as a cheating machine and start seeing it for what it can be, a seriously powerful tool, a partner for both students and teachers. And this is where things get really, really cool. I mean, just imagine a student using an AI as a sounding board to brainstorm ideas. Or get this, debating an AI that's playing the role of Napoleon, or generating what-if scenarios in history class. This isn't about getting easy answers. It's about making learning way more interactive and deepening that critical thought process. And it's not just for the students. For teachers, wow, this is an absolute game changer. The sheer amount of time this can save is incredible. It can help create lesson plans, come up with discussion questions, even generate quizzes. It can take a really dense, difficult text and instantly create different versions for different reading levels in your classroom. That is huge for making sure every kid can learn. And to put that into perspective, one teacher said that writing a final exam, something that would normally take hours and hours of painstaking work, took them just 30 minutes with AI's help. That's not just saving a little time. That's revolutionary. That frees up teachers to do what they do best, actually teach. And here's just a brilliant, fun example of its creative power. A teacher could ask it to take Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet and rewrite it as a dramatic, modern-day telenova. Can you imagine? This is how you make classic literature feel accessible and fun, breaking down those old barriers for students. The possibilities are quite literally endless. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because this is about more than just making English class more interesting. This is about preparing our students for the actual world they are going to live and work in. And this quote right here, you really need to let this one sink in. The piece of technology that is causing all of this panic right now, this is the worst, most basic version of it our kids will ever see. It is only going to get smarter, more powerful, and more integrated into every single part of our lives. So, here's what it all comes down to. If we ban these tools in school, while businesses and industries all over the world are adopting them, we are failing our students, period. We would essentially be preparing them for a version of the world that doesn't exist anymore. Education has to keep up with the real world. And that leaves us with one final and, I think, critical question. This isn't an if, it's a when. Our students are going to use this technology. They're going to have to know how to use it well, how to use it ethically, and how to use it safely. So the real choice we have isn't whether AI belongs in their lives. The choice is who is going to be the one to teach them. Are we going to let them figure it out on their own online, or are we, the educators, going to step up and show them the way?